You know, in life, they often say that sometimes some people just have to learn from hard-headedness or just actual experience. Like when I was a kid, I put my hand on top of the stove out while it was hot. Learned to never do that again. Once when I was a kid, I took a bunch of quarters, some pennies, some nickels, and dimes, and I swallowed them, and then I couldn't talk. Learned not to do that again. And recently, the biggest mistake that I made was I had faith that 2K wouldn't do anything worse with the persona cards than what they were already doing, and they have proven me wrong. Because now 2K is selling, I can't even say this with a straight face. I'm trying so hard not to laugh. 2K is selling persona cards of a gear that you unlocked for free last year. So specifically, do you guys remember in the Bloodline Showcase, I think it was a match for Tamina, the 2017 Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and the gear that Natalya wore, you unlocked. Remember, free base game unlockable. 2K just recently added her to MyFaction, specifically this 2017 Money in the Bank Natalya, and she's a persona that you have to buy. We have totally lost the plot. I don't know how you come to the conclusion that something that players would unlock last year should now be in the money, the spin to win, the spin to grind game mode. What is the logic? And then some of the other cards that have returned as well. If you remember towards the end of 2K25, the John Cena Farewell Tour Farewell Edition, one of the things that they had was Ron Cena, which is basically R-Truth dressed up as John Cena. He's returned also as a persona card. He's a collection reward, so you have to complete the entire set in order to unlock him. And in his set, there's 2 cards that are personas of stuff that used to be free. Remember when John Cena 2020, the NWO edition, remember when that was just included with the game, when you could just unlock them for free? Or Booker T 2001. Now this one has really caused a lot of controversy, and for good reason. So if you look at it and think about it again, we have the Attitude Era edition and the Monday Night War edition, which is $150. Who was a key figure in the Monday Night Wars for WCW towards the end, if you want to say when he became like a main eventer? Booker T. And he's also literally on the cover. So why in the hell is he not a base game character? Why is he not some sort of an unlockable? Why do you need to pay for somebody who's on the cover? When you play NBA 2K26, do I need to play my team and invest like $500 to get a 2025, 2026 LeBron James? Like, think about it. NBA 2K has classic teams. Imagine if all of a sudden you have to pay, for the people who still play that franchise, imagine you have to pay $50 just so you can hope to get 2013-14 LeBron James, so you can play the 2013-14 Miami Heat in my season, my league. You see how stupid that sounds? And so a lot of people have been complaining about this. Shattered Khan specifically said, haha, and there it is. Booker T 01, which was featured on the literal cover, emphasis on cover of one of the editions of the game, locked behind packs. Just the entire concept of you advertising this specific person on the cover of the game in this specific era, and then he's not a base character in it. That just doesn't even make sense. There's no specific way that you can unlock him without spending money or just essentially gambling and hoping that you can get him. How do you even come up with this kind of idea? And it is even more mind-boggling to me as well that there's just so many reused assets that you now have to pay for. Because think about it like this: WrestleMania 41 Cody Rhodes, WrestleMania 41 Jey Uso, and I can't remember if the WrestleMania 41 Penta was included as well last year, but last year they were in the paid DLC. Why now, just a year later, you now want me to spend money to try to get them again? What are we doing? I said it the other day, for every 2 or 3 steps forward, we take one gigantic leap backwards. This makes no sense. I don't know how you even come up to any sort of conclusion that this is what players want, because it's not. Kurt Angle 2000. Again, the man is on the cover. The man was an integral part of the Attitude Era. Why is Kurt Angle 2000 behind a MyFaction paywall? What are we doing? Imagine if WWE 2K26 would have came out, the whole Stone Cold showcased the Attitude Era, and then it's like, wait a minute, The Rock? You want The Rock? I'm gonna need you to spend about maybe $50 and hope you get lucky enough to get him. D-Generation X? Ooh, gonna need you to spend about maybe $30, hope you get lucky enough to get him. You want Ken Shamrock? Let's say, man, you might have to give me about $20 and maybe play about 15 to 20 minutes worth of matches, and then you can get him. This just makes no sense. This is gonna be pretty controversial, but I feel like it's just making the game less accessible. And so the controversial thing here is, I could see if you wanted to lock new moves, not like a new variation of a finisher for someone, like how we got a new Unprettier for Chelsea Green, but I meant like just a new wacky move. I could see that. If it was just a small feature like the return of Creative Finisher, which I could see people still being upset about, I could see that. But when you're doing it for something like an actual character model, that just kind of alienates the fan base, and it's not like regular DLC, because that's a whole other thing. But when you put them in the base game and you just lock them behind a game mode that you want me to spend real money on, which is gonna, realistically cost you more money than to pay like what, $10 for a regular DLC pack that they would have been in, that's an issue. Look at it from this perspective. The whole Attitude Era, I'm not even trying to, age shame. I'm not trying to age shame anyone, but most people who grew up with that era are probably in their like 40s or something by now. A lot of these people most likely don't have the time to sit there and want to spend a ton of hours into MyFaction, hoping that they can get lucky to unlock the thing without spending real money. Or there's somebody who probably has a lot of bills, or they just don't want to waste money on a pack to not even be guaranteed that they're going to get the character. And so if from that point of view, you have to look at it like, well, damn, the whole main key demographic for this Attitude Monday Night War era selling point, you just essentially screwed them over for whatever they wanted to buy the game for this specific reason. Like for me, I know I would be pretty much pissed off if, let's say in 5 years from now, they do a WWE game and it's inspired by like 2012-13 or 2013-14, and then like CM Punk 2012, you have to unlock him in MyFaction even though he's on the cover of the game. Sheamus 2012, you have to unlock him in MyFaction even though he's on the cover of the game. Ooh, they got all 3 members of the Shield. Guess what? They're not included in the base game. You need to spend $50 to try to get them as a collection reward. But then again, you might not get them and you might have to spend upwards of $500. Oh man, I would be so pissed off if they did that. So for this demographic with the Attitude Era, I genuinely see the frustration. And even if you're not doing it for the Attitude Era, it's just frustrating in general. And I honestly don't think 2K cares. I somehow got lucky. Like CM Punk, his War Games attire from last year, it's in one of the I think it's in actually the WrestleMania 42 pack. And so I was like, I kind of want that card. And like as you saw at the beginning of the video, I pulled it on my second attempt. That was pure luck. There's somebody out there who probably wants that same card, and they had to spend damn near, probably a couple $100. That's of course just extreme exaggeration, but it's still a possibility, because like the Liv Morgan example, the person spent $500 and they still didn't get the card, and that's a problem. But that's just my opinion. I'm just rambling, I'm just yapping. What do I know about, you know what I mean? But man, let me know your thoughts on this whole issue, this whole conversation in the comment section below. If this is your first time stopping by the channel, go ahead and stretch that leg out. Get ready to hit that like button with a sweet chin music. Hit it with a super kick. Take it on to a nice road trip. Take it to a dinner date. And then take it to a super kick party. And then that subscribe button, I want you to pick them up since we just talked about CM Punk, I want you to raise that subscribe button, put it on your shoulders, and I want you to give it a go to sleep. But man, hey, go ahead, man, get ready to take it easy. Your boy finna sign out.